Welcome back to the Navy Sports Magazine show presented by Navy Federal Credit Union. Navy Federal Credit Union is a proud supporter of Navy athletics. And with Army Navy women's rugby coming up this weekend, we've got senior Ashley Spencer in the house. Ashley, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, sir, for having me.
Ashley, earlier this season, you gave me a quote. I absolutely loved it. You said, I love women's rugby here at the Academy because it reminds me of beating up my siblings growing up. Talk to me about growing up back home and just what that relationship's like with you, especially with your sister Erica, also the Academy, and how you two grew up with that rough and tumble lifestyle.
So originally it's four girls. Growing up, it was always chaotic at the house. We're very similar in age. So my sister, she's a year older than me. Erica, she's a year and a couple months, and the baby's a year and a couple months too. So we're all close in age. We've all been in school together. It's always been a competition between us because we're known as the Spencer girls. So every time we go to school, we're all like competing to be the best Spencer. They're like, "Oh, Miss Spencer, I loved your daughter. She's great. She's great in this class. Oh, she's better than the other one." So it's just always been a competition between all of us growing up in school.
All right, how did the Chief Spencer girl, how did mom keep four girls organized as you all were beating up on each other growing up?
She always kept us busy starting out in elementary school. So she put us in orchestra and then we stayed in orchestra all up until high school. She put us in every sport known to man. I played soccer, volleyball, cross country, track. I did cheer. My other siblings did band, marching band. She just always kept us active, always doing something. We were always on the go. Um, so she just always kept us busy with all girls because if we were at the house, we'd tear the whole house up.
Uh, Your mom, Ginger, also a teacher.
Mhm.
What is the most valuable lesson she gave you growing up?
I would say the most valuable lesson growing up, she told me is to stay humble, especially out in this world. You can't just go around thinking you know everything, because you honestly don't. Like it's always someone smarter than you at the end of the day. And like if you really like understand that, and you're going around like showing others like showing treating others how you want to be treated, it's always going to work out in your favor. And the most important thing is not talking before you think about something. So like listening to someone, making sure you're understanding what they're saying, and then after thinking about it, then saying something after that.
Your women's rugby program puts a lot of emphasis on communication, whether it's in practice, speaking about drills. You like to visualize plays before they happen, before games. How does that communication play a part when you're trying to lead the younger mids behind you?
Um, it plays a big role because communication is very important, especially on the field, because you can't just be silent on the field because you really don't know where someone is, especially like when you're trying to pass like a quick ball to somebody, like um, just like knowing that situational awareness and communicating with the other players, letting them know, hey, this is what we have to do. I think the biggest thing is being a leader is like making sure uh, you're not leading people blindly. So like making sure like the other players know exactly what they're getting into, what's going on next. Like they don't have so many questions to ask because you're we're providing it for them early and often.
You're one of the first classes here at the academy that can say that I was a part of Navy women's rugby when it was majority of our city program. How have you seen this team grow in your time here at Navy?
Um, I would say with the coaching staff, it's getting more solidified of who's actually coaching. Because in the previous years, we had a mixes of coaches. It would change like every year. So like right now, I feel like it's very solidifying who's actually like coaching. So the coaching staff, and then the varsity program as a whole. Since we have become varsity, we are taking in recruits, but it's still majority of the players are walk-ons. So it's great to see like the differences between the recruits and then the younger players and how quickly they're able to understand the game of rugby and able to play in the next level of the A side.
What's it been like these past 2 years, taking in your sister Erica and kind of showing her the ropes of the program?
Um, Considering we always grew up together and like we were always in the same school, it's been a great time. We always go to dinner together. I always see her in the hallways. Sometimes I forget she's here, but when I see her in the hallways, I'm like, oh my gosh, Erica, you're here too. I forgot. But it's always a great time to see her in the hallways. And then especially since we're on the same team, I see her a lot. So it's really just a great time overall, just seeing her and guiding her as a plebe because plebe year is very hard. So plebe year, she would always be in my room. She'd always come looking for me. We always hang out together. So like just having her like another friend to hang out to, another person to go to is always great to have at the academy.
Where do you think you've grown the most, not just as a student athlete, but as a midshipman in your time here at Navy?
Um, I think first coming here, I was a little quiet. I really didn't like talking that much. Like on the team, I wasn't much of a talker. And then when they told me I got team captain, I was like, oh, really? I really don't say any words. I don't know what y'all want me to do. But really just embracing this leadership position and like understanding like how I lead as a person, getting out of my comfort zone, speaking to people. I enjoy seeing how people are doing in their normal lives. So being a leader allows me to take that extra step to see, hey, how are you doing? What's up? Any problems? Like seeing the different sides of people in that aspect.
Actually, it's one thing to be a leader when everybody's having fun, but this weekend up at West Point, when it's loud, when it's competitive, everybody's getting anxious. How do you keep your team's composure?
Something we've been working on is when we're coming down in like a group huddle, we'll say like a couple things that we've done good and like some things that we need to work on. But prior to all of that, we take deep breaths. So like getting that calm spirit in prior to blurting out any inconveniences that are happening on the field. Just getting that calm mindset prior to hopping back on the field is very key during the game and will be key during this game.
What legacy do you hope that you and your class leave with Navy women's rugby?
I think the legacy we want to leave with women's rugby is always being with you, mainly, always having your back. Like, this is a connection that you'll always have. I can always say when I graduate that I was on the women's Navy rugby team. It's always going to be such an accomplishment that we've all gone through this, especially since it's gone or has improved so much, becoming a varsity team. Um, just just keeping that connection between the team.
I need to know, is Mom Ginger making the trip for Army Navy this weekend?
She is not making that trip. She has school. She'll be going. She'll come for the. No, she won't come. She won't make it to any of the games. She came last year for a game, so she was able to see me play at least once.
Good. She's focused. I like it. Now I need to know about your focus. My final question: Army Navy this weekend. Just what is that matchup like for you? What does it mean to you? And how excited are you to get after it one last time against the Black Knights?
What excites me most about this game is how far we've come as a team, especially starting off as the first game. I've seen this team grow so much. I'm really expecting like all the girls to put out as much as they can into this game, understanding that each player has a role to play, whoever's on the field, and just being with each other on the team is going to be heated, but keeping that composure and understanding, hey, the girl to the left or right of me is always going to be there for me. And if I put myself out there, this is going to come out in great victory for all of us.
I love it. Ashley, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck. We'll be rooting for you this weekend.
Thank you so much for having me.
You have been listening to the Navy Sports Magazine Show presented by Navy Federal Credit Union. Navy Federal Credit Union is a proud supporter of Navy athletics.